Calls for stronger public safety initiatives in Burlington continue after a violent weekend downtown. The city saw 2 gunfire incidents and 3 separate encounters involving knives, all within a 36-hour period. One man lost his life. ABC 22's Matt Holderman heard from city leadership today, and he joins me now live in the studio. Matt?
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, well, first and foremost, city leaders, including Mayor Emma Mulvaney-Stanek and Interim Police Chief Sean Burke, extend their condolences to the family of the man who was stabbed to death early Saturday morning. They say more work surrounding community safety is needed, and Chief Burke says police staffing specifically is still a major issue.
We will identify the people responsible for these acts, and we will bring them to justice.
A determined Police Chief Sean Burke is searching for answers alongside his officers after one of the more violent weekends in recent memory broke out in Burlington. It began Friday afternoon around 1:30 on the bike path near North Beach, where police say 3 boys attacked a man on a bike, slashing his tire with a knife and leaving him with minor injuries. Then early Saturday, 2 separate stabbings and 1 shooting happened, all in a roughly 2-hour span, with one man getting sliced near Bank and St. Paul Streets, shots being fired in the area of Church and King Streets, and one man being stabbed to death in the lot behind the Chittenden Superior Courthouse. Chief Burke says his officers were able to respond to all of the Saturday incidents within minutes, but that much crime in one night nearly exhausted their resources.
We did have 10 officers working in the downtown district, but of course, even that number of officers gets stretched fairly thin across 3 major incidents.
Mayor Emma Mulvaney-Stanek commented on the horrific weekend, writing in part, quote, "These incidents point to larger work our community must do to interrupt conditions that lead people to act violently while also addressing our state's insufficient gun laws. Those topics could come up as the mayor is expected to meet with the governor once again soon, and it's also about 2 weeks out from a contentious city council meeting where the mayor and her fellow progressives came face to face with Democrats over how to best address public safety. For Chief Burke, he says he's on board with whatever plan helps his department's continued struggle with staffing, as they are still hovering around 65 to 70 officers, the same amount they've been stuck at for years. On top of that, the brief bout of additional patrol help the city got from Vermont State Police just came to an end on Sunday, meaning they won't be around as much for the time being.
But we did appreciate having them for the time that they spent here in the city, because we know that police presence matters. Anything that we could do to focus our attention on drawing in new officers to our ranks, that would be, most helpful.
And Vermont State Police spokesman Adam Silverman confirmed today that VSP's final patrol in downtown Burlington did happen Sunday night. He says if BPD were to reach out for help, or if the governor's office were to assign troopers to resume patrols, then they would do it again. As for the investigations into each of these incidents over the weekend, Chief Burke says they are reviewing security camera footage and are going to follow up with eyewitnesses, but that's all that he's willing to say at the moment. Reporting live in the studio, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.